Well, hey, everybody, welcome back to the LakesCast, where we dive deep into faith, community, and what it means to follow Jesus right here at Church of the Lakes. I'm Pastor Mike, and today we're asking a big question. What does it really mean to be a fisher of men? And why is that so important for us in this next season? Well, let's set the scene. Imagine Jesus is walking along the shore of the Sea of Galilee. He spots Simon Peter, Andrew, two guys with sunburned skin, dirt under their fingernails, and an unmistakable aroma of fish. And Jesus calls out, "Follow me, and I will make you what?" We talked about it Sunday. What would you expect him to say? Something super spiritual? Well, make you really disciplined, make you an A plus Bible scholar. No, he says, I will make you fishers of men. So here's the main point up front. Jesus chooses ordinary people to do extraordinary assignments. So today we're talking about what it means to share our faith in a way that is real, wise, and not all that weird. So let's kind of dive in. But before we get too deep into that, let's reel in what's happening at Church of the Lakes, so you can be in the loop and ready for this next season that's coming up. So let me put up a couple of potential announcements for you. So 21 days of prayer and fasting is coming up fast, man. We'll be kicking this off in August. Every year, this is a powerful time for us to lean in, fast, pray for our city, and ask God to open doors for people who don't even know yet how much they need Him. And I will be on every morning, 5 a.m., to lead you in morning prayer. And this will coincide with the grand narrative. Very excited about this. Been working on this for a long time. If ever wanted to walk through the big story of the Bible, the entire Bible, chronologically, and maybe bring somebody along for the ride, this is your chance. We're forming small groups now. I want you to invite a friend, a neighbor, a cousin who's got more questions than Google. And let's do this together as we go on the journey of reading through the Bible chronologically, starting August the 4th. All right. Well, this Saturday, July 19th, is the Back to School Bash at 10 a.m. at Venetian Gardens, where we'll be giving school supplies to kids that have needs. And so if you're a single mom, single dad, and you need some supplies, man, come down to the Venetian Center at 10 a.m. I suggest a little early. Last year, we literally had a line around the building. And so if that's the case, come on down. Or if you would like to volunteer, get on the website, sign up, come down. We'll put you to work. If you can, bring some school supplies. So here we are Thursday, and this is coming up fast. So if you get this today, if you get this tomorrow, we're going to need them pretty darn quickly, or with you that morning. We'll be setting up starting about 8 a.m. there in the Venetian Center. Summer game nights continue also on Sunday night with our slip and slide kickball. We'll be at Pear Park starting at 4:30. Come join us. And/or bring a chair and a video camera, because it's quite a sight to see. So we'll be doing slip and slide kickball, Pear Park, this Sunday night. And then also we've got day camp for our 3rd through 6th graders that's coming up. Very excited about that. It's a whole week of camp, and it's only $50. It's going to be right here in town. It's a day camp. Get on the website, check that around, check that out. Listen, all these events and more can be found obviously on our website, cotlakes.com, or on the COT Lakes app. All right, let's do a really quick review from maybe Sunday morning. So what did we talk about on Sunday morning? Let's rewind this past Sunday. We're kicking off a new season, and we're going chronologically through the Bible all together as a church, and it's going to be kind of discipline heavy, if you will, discipleship heavy. With the grand narrative, we're going to get into the story of God deeper and hopefully get it deeper into our hearts. But even while we're learning, we cannot forget our assignment. We're not here just to soak up knowledge. Jesus didn't say, come sit and become Bible trivia champs, right? He said, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. And that means as we're learning God's story, we're inviting others to join it. It's easy to get caught up kind of in the mechanics of church, small groups, Bible study, serving, and losing sight of the mission. Discipleship isn't information, so we can be that Bible trivia champ. It's transformation that leads us out into the world to reach people. And let's be real, we all have some excuses for not sharing our faith. Maybe it's fear, feeling unqualified, or just not knowing. But Jesus picked very ordinary people. If you're available, He'll use you. So let's keep building on this, because the idea of sharing faith makes a lot of us nervous. Maybe you're picturing someone on the street corner yelling, "You're going to hell," right? Like if you're from Sumter County, that's 2 syllables, hell, and thinking, nope, Not me. That's not what Jesus had in mind. So let me give you a couple of ideas, a couple of maybe a little extended teaching to Sunday morning as we kind of walk through this. Go fishing without gear. We're going to talk about that more on Sunday. But in the same way, sharing your faith means getting ready, knowing your story, knowing God's story, and asking God for the right moment and words. So over the next few weeks, we'll prepare. We're going to help you. We're going to help you prepare to do exactly that. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing my favorite fishing shirt today, or one of, I should say, because as soon as I'm done filming this video for you, I'm joining my fishing buddy Kevin, and we are headed out on the lake to catch some bass and to film some videos for Sunday's teaching. So you're not going to want to miss that. Come check it out on Sunday. But hey, church, we have the cure for hopelessness, for spiritual death. Imagine having the cure for cancer and meeting someone who's sick but never saying a word. That's just unthinkable, right? And Second Corinthians 5 says, God gave us the ministry of reconciliation, that the people would be reconciled to God, right? I say it all the time, we're God's plan A and there is no plan B. Romans 10, how can they believe if they've never heard? And how can they hear unless someone tells them? That someone, that's us, right? The last time Jesus speaks in the Gospels and in Acts, we said it on Sunday, he said, go, tell, reach, witness, right? Start praying for one person, just one. Ask God opportunity to love them, listen to them, and when the time is right, share your story. Not a sales pitch, your story and God's story. Invite them to church, to the grand narrative, or just to coffee. That is fishing, and it takes courage, but you'll never regret it. There's nothing like seeing someone's life change, hope break through, a family transformed. Jesus said, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Following always leads to fishing. All right, that's a real quick recap from Sunday. Let me give you a couple of other ideas today. I want you to imagine this: you're standing on the bank of a river, and in one hand you're holding a bucket full of life-giving water, and in the other hand you're just watching people walk by, parched, desperate for a drink, emotionally, mentally, spiritually thirsty. Now here's the question: do you keep that bucket to yourself or do you share it? Right, this image is a picture of what it means to follow Jesus and to be sent out to fish for people. So on Sunday we said it like this: followers fish, right? But I'll add, followers fish with wisdom, preparation, and urgency. That's not just a catchy phrase, it's a calling. It's an invitation to join Jesus in bringing hope and peace and restoration to people who need him. So today, let's dive in. What does it really look like in everyday life? Here's my first point of the day: relationship over religion. Relationship over religion. Let me ask you a personal question. Who was it that helped you find faith? Think back. Was it someone who was aggressive or judgmental? Or was it someone kind? Someone who took time to know you, love you, walk with you in spite of you? More often than not, people come to know Jesus because a real person showed them real love. That's why Proverbs 11 and 30 says, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. If we live a righteous life, then we are a tree of life. It goes on to say, and the one who is wise saves lives. It says wise, not weird, right? Fishing for people begins with friendship. It means being the kind of person others can trust. It's less about preaching a sermon and more about living a life that preaches. Evangelism isn't a presentation as much as it is a connection. And if we want to reach people, we got to stop trying to win arguments and start trying to win hearts. Second point for today: preparation matters. You wouldn't go fishing without gear or no rod or no line or no bait. I promise you, the boat is full right now and waiting for me. Then you're just standing near water holding a stick, hoping for the best. But the same is true when we're sharing our faith. If we want to be fishers of people, we need to be prepared to cast. That starts with your story. So let me ask you a question: can you share your story in 2 minutes or less? If not, maybe it's time this week to write it down. And if you think, I don't even know where to start, let me give you a couple questions to start with. What was your life like before Jesus? How about this one? What happened when you met him? And how is your life different now? and then get to know God's story, the message of grace and forgiveness, love that is lived out through Jesus. And over the coming weeks, our church is going to help you sharpen your gear. We're providing some teaching for the next couple weeks to make sure you're ready. You're not expected to be a Bible scholar. You're just called to be a willing witness. My third point for the day is this one. There's real urgency. There's real urgency. Let me get very serious for a moment. Yes, we want to be loving and wise, but there's a reason we're talking about this now and not later. We don't know how many laters people have left. People are walking through real pain and addiction and anxiety, identity confusion, depression, division. And the truth is, we have the cure, not because we're better, but because we've been rescued. And rescue comes with responsibility. I'm going to say that one again. Rescue comes with responsibility. Paul writes it like this in 2 Corinthians 5. God gave us the ministry of reconciliation. And then in verse 20, it says, we are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. God is making his through me. Romans 10 asks a sobering question. How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? Romans 10 and 14, someone has to speak, right? Someone has to be the one that is the mouthpiece, and that someone could be you and should be you as a follower of Jesus. The gospel isn't just good, it's urgent. Point number 4 today. Remember where you started. If you've been walking with Jesus for a while, it is so easy to forget what it felt like to be lost. I remember a young lady looking at me and I was kind of getting on her for going boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend. And she goes, Pastor Mike, you've forgotten what it's like to feel lonely. And she was so right. I thought about it. At that point, it had been 27 years I had been married. And since I felt that, sometimes we can forget what it feels like to be lost, what it's like to be stuck in the same bad decisions over and over. We were all fish once, right? Someone saw you floundering in the water and loved you enough to cast the net your direction. Maybe it was a parent, a teacher, a friend, a stranger. Let's honor them by doing for someone else what they did for us. That's what it means to follow Jesus, not just to be caught, but join the catch, right? So let me give you one last takeaway challenge for this week, if you will. Here's your challenge: start praying for just one person. Who is your one? Right? Ask, Lord, who are you putting on my heart? Give me eyes to see them and the courage to reach, and then look for ways to love them, listen to them, share your story when the door opens. No pressure, no gimmicks, just a relationship, a real story that points to Jesus. Invite them to church or to your small group, or maybe just a coffee. That's, folks, is fishing. That's fishing, right? So let me pray today as I close out today's LakesCast. And man, I can't wait to hear stories of how you loved simply, reached simply, and saw someone come to know Jesus. So Jesus, we thank you for the people who reached out to us with love and boldness and make us wise fishers. Let us be real, not rehearsed, courageous, not careless, full of truth and full of love. We're available, Lord. Send us. And it's in your name, Jesus, that we pray. So, man, as we move into this next season, don't forget that this isn't just about us. We exist for the world, not for ourselves. Let's be a church that fishes with wisdom and compassion and boldness. If you missed Sunday's message, man, catch the replay online. And don't forget 21 days of prayer and fasting. The Grand Narrative's coming up. There's a tab at the top of the website on the homepage that says TGN. Many other events are all coming up. Details, of course, are on the website or on the app. I'll close with this: followers fish. So who are you reaching to? We'll see you next week on the LakesCast and this Sunday at church. Have a good one.